Welcome to the Catch Up Podcast, number 52, the number one place to feed your curiosity. Everyone has their own point. Everyone has their own point of view and has their own story. I'm here to share these stories and show you it's possible for everyone to achieve greatness. Thank you to all my listeners for supporting me along this podcast. I hope you enjoy this episode. I'm your host, Bryan Sumardi, aka the Swole Banker. In this episode, I talk to John Lay. He's a real estate agent and former DC police. You have anything else you want to say?
No, that sums me up pretty well.
Perfect intro. So let's get right into it. Let's go with your background.
So I grew up in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia, southern West Virginia in Appalachia. No traffic light in my town. My high school was on a farm. Went to West Virginia University, graduated there, ended up in South Central Pennsylvania, working as a counselor for juvenile sex offenders. Did that for a couple years, met somebody in the DC Police Department. I joined, did that for 5 years, left, and now I'm a real estate agent.
Nice. Okay. And then, I don't know, I just know a lot of my people, I think we spoke about the first time we met. My Marines are from West Virginia. My best stories of them just shooting squirrels inside their house, in their living room, out their front door.
So I've never done
Never
that.
had that? No? Okay.
Yeah.
So you were there, what? When did you leave West Virginia? So you went to college there too?
I left in 2013.
In 2013.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32, and how old are you at, 2013?
I was 23, I guess.
23, right out of college, and you went straight to DC Police?
I went
or
to Pennsylvania, to the juveniles, in Pennsylvania. And then I joined the police force at 25.
Okay, nice. And then when did you start being a real estate agent?
Last year in March, so just over, a little over a year.
Okay.
Right around a year and a half.
Yeah, the biggest thing I find interesting about you is you're getting really deep when you put out your content on like Instagram of like the stock markets and like how that relates to real estate now.
Yeah, I like the inner workings of all the markets because, each one has an effect on the other. I think a lot of people miss that. I also want to be as well-rounded as I can be. So if somebody asks a question, I just don't look like a fool, try to pull something out of my ass.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I want to get into it. Like, where do you find information or like the fundamentals? I know that you dig deep into that.
So like during COVID, with the crash during COVID, I started getting into stocks and started educating myself. And just ever since then, it's like daily. I'm just researching, reading on things. There's a YouTuber that I follow, Meet Kevin. He's always given a lot of insight on the markets and the housing market. And so I'll take his information, and then I do my own research and just pull that data.
Okay.
And the Redfin data center is like huge for information if you want to find like housing info and stats.
Okay. Yeah. And then right now you're focusing on what areas?
And like,
I guess for real estate?
For Montgomery County and Frederick County.
Montgomery County. What you find interesting lately?
Frederick, well, not lately, but like over the last year, Frederick was on fire.
Real estate?
Yeah, it was a madhouse up there. Montgomery County started to cool off earlier than Frederick did, but overall, here lately, everything's just kind of come to a halt.
Okay. Why was Frederick going so crazy that you think of?
My guess would be everyone fleeing the cities. And during the work from home boom, you can get a lot more land, a lot more house for a lot less money in Frederick County.
I guess, hey, for you coming from West Virginia, I think I don't know, I always like this question. Honestly, I ask this to all my girlfriends or anybody that I've dated in the past. It's like, are you more of a rural person, suburbs, or like city? What's your ideal goal, like end game goal? What would you be?
So,
because you've experienced basically everything.
Yeah,
working in DC, here, suburbs, and
I lived in downtown Silver Spring for like 2 years.
Hated it.
Yeah, I don't want to be like out in the boonies, but I would rather be suburbs, but I don't want to hear my neighbors.
Every day.
I want a little bit of land.
Okay.
Maybe half acre. I could wave to my neighbor.
So like Durwood, like more.
Yeah, more like that.
Durwood. Yeah. Okay. You don't want to be like, I don't know, all these planned developments. I think of Kentlands.
No.
Where you're just like right next door to each other.
No.
Rio, Crown.
Nope.
That's like everything that's developing lately.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just like a cookie cutter. Like if I go to Boston, Virginia, like if you have any row houses or all the investors buying homes, they're just buying houses literally. They're trying to be as efficient as possible. Where like this house, I went to Crown with my buddy Rob and our other friend Paul. He's maybe like 6'4". He would go side by side. He almost touches both houses. And I was like, ain't no way we could live here. And it's not even finished yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And like the expansions like that are even taking place in random places in Frederick County, like Brunswick. I don't know if you're familiar with where that is, but it's on the Virginia-Frederick border.
Okay.
Virginia-Maryland border. And it's probably 25 minutes outside, like northwest of Frederick.
Okay.
And so like the push is even going out that far, and they're, all these giant communities they're building. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, but I guess for me as an investor, I always thought of it like, what's out there? Like, generally, I look for like schools, like metro workers, people who kind of make good money, but don't want to settle down yet.
Yeah.
That's where I look forward to invest in as a single family home. But maybe I should
There's no college. The downtown is like just one main street.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool little spot. They have a brewery, but
Old Mother's is nice.
yeah. Well, that's Frederick. I'm talking about Brunswick though. But like I don't know. I guess it's just the drive to get something cheaper.
Really?
Yeah. People are willing to sacrifice that commute, whether it be to Frederick or Montgomery County or DC.
I mean, the biggest thing, I think I was just I had a closing yesterday, and we were talking about just the development of the area. People just can't afford, like people I went to high school with, I mean, they're just getting into the workforce. So I'm saying like, they're going out to Frederick because they can afford a $300,000 house. Whereas I think anything in Montgomery County that's not a townhouse townhouse or condo like 500,000.
Yeah.
$500,000.
You might be lucky to find a couple here and there.
Yeah.
They might need to be rehabbed.
Right.
And then depending on where you want to be, you might not find one. You could probably find a couple condos, but then you have to look at the condo fee.
Right.
And that can be significant.
That hurts your DTI or that costs just as much as buying a house.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know. For me, I feel like I personally like living in an apartment condo type of vibe because it's just me right now. But I guess as you grow a family, that's where it gets difficult. And I think I'm a city boy. Like I like having the accessibility of like, oh, I could either drive 10 minutes, get to my grocery store, any type of restaurants or whatever I need close by. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Aspen Hill right now, and I love it. I just don't know if I've been married, we're going on 3 years. I just don't know if when we really start a family, if we want to stay in such a dense area.
Okay. And I think I told this story recently. It's like, I grew up in Wheaton. So for me, like, I grew up with like the most diversity, I think, besides New York. Out of the places that I've lived in my life, I'm like, I always come back. Like, this is where I want to be home. Yeah. But then I'm starting to realize that we don't have a lot of land if I come back and settle down somewhere in Montgomery County. You know what I mean? Yeah,
true. And I mean, I don't want to get too into certain topics, but my kids are going to be interracial, and Montgomery County would be one of the best places to raise them.
Exactly.
With the diversity.
Right.
But there's a lot of things that we don't like about Montgomery County.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword with where we want to be.
Is that what you don't want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's like preference.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where that leads to. But I mean, that's the thing, because like, I think traveling around the military, going like any major city from like Seattle, California, Northern California, Southern California, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arizona, like the smaller the city was, or airport, it was like the less diversity I saw, and then also it was like the less tasting food.
So speaking of smaller cities though, like while I would love to live, a little more, suburbia.
Yeah.
Something like Charleston, South Carolina, or Savannah.
I heard that's nice.
Would be perfect. Like I visited Savannah last year and I loved it. And that's the type of city I can do.
Yeah.
But something like New York, DC, nah, I'm not about it.
Understandable.
And I have a preference for the South anyway. So
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, I think for me too, like if I talk to anyone back from high school, or if I had like any advice for any like young people trying to get in the market, it's either like travel first,
yeah,
figure out what areas you like, because that's a game changer. Like you said, like you have a preference for the South,
yeah,
I have a preference for the city. I didn't know that until I traveled to the smaller places. And like I don't really like
yeah,
small town vibes,
yeah.
you know? So I don't know. Oh, I don't know what else. You gonna go markets or anything you want to go deep on real estate that's been like on your mind lately?
No,
No, nothing.
I mean, I have some personal views that
Don't want to share.
yeah, because I feel like people will come from my head, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, then we can go into my questions.
All right.
I personally I have this like I'm a big law of attraction guy, and I'm always interested. I don't know if I asked you this before when we first met. It's like
think maybe, yeah.
who are the five closest people you associate with and
Yeah.
how they affect you, whether they're virtual or in real life.
It's gonna take some time to think about this.
Yeah.
So obviously my wife, with her every day, I'm in a networking like chat group on Instagram with some
Okay.
agents from Canada and the U.S. All over the U.S. So like we're always bouncing ideas, and they play a pretty big role in kind of how I direct my
Business.
business and marketing. You know, meet Kevin. I'm watching his videos like every day. I'm getting insight from him, and it's teaching me to take what he's providing, then doing my own research on that, and it's really helped me expand my knowledge on the markets. I watch a lot of people on socials. Those are really like the three biggest that I could come up with.
Okay.
I don't want to sit here all day and waste your time.
Yeah,
thinking
no, that's
thinking about the
cool.
rest.
Yeah, because I think now that I've gotten older, I think now the more people I interview above the age of 30, it's always like a significant other, their parents, and then now I'm realizing more people who are older either have someone like a mentor that they actually have physically that they're working with, or someone virtual, YouTube,
Yeah,
where they're like, this is great information, I want to follow this information, and that really kind of helps me really think about how the world is evolving in terms of education, where it's literally not just subscribers and followers, but actually true leaders in industries where they teach for free,
yeah,
or where YouTube pays them for
yeah,
AdSense,
yeah.
and I think that's awesome.
And I like the free thing because some of the grimiest people in the world are in real estate. It seems
Yeah.
like, and it's like you have one bit of success, and then you want to start charging people to share that success and try coaching them. It's just like, come on. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. That was random, but
No, I get that a lot because I think growing up, I don't MLMs.
yeah,
Yeah. I think I was always approached by Prime America. I don't know those kind of
yeah,
companies. I mean, I know a couple people who are actually successful
yeah.
in them,
I mean,
but I just
at the expense of
Yeah.
people that aren't successful.
I guess and I remember I think one of my buddies' brothers growing up sold my mom Cutco knives. Like I thought that was generally useful, like sharp knives, and I think their gimmick was like they could cut a penny with the scissors. And I think my mom bought it from him just out of like a penny. just hey, I'll buy it from you.
I was at the Maryland Beer and Wine Festival last week, and it was at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds, and Cutco was there.
Yeah.
And the guy was trying to sell me on the knives, and I need a serrated knife.
Yeah.
And theirs was like $100, and I'm like, I could buy a $30 serrated knife that does what I need.
Yeah.
It's just such a scam.
The serrated knife.
Sorry to anyone that buys Cutco knives.
Doesn't matter. I feel like everyone goes to their own path.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own problems or success.
But like back to like the grimy sales tactics, it's like 2 or 3 times a week somebody slides into my messages on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you have 15 minutes, let's set up a call.
Oh.
I help real estate agents get triple their listings a month. Blah blah blah. No, get out.
Yeah.
Bye.
I don't
And then
even.
Instagram is people trying to sell you crypto or something like.
Yeah.
Are you into investing? Yeah, I invest. Blah blah blah. And then they hit you with the if you team up with me.
Yeah. Or what is it? Forex.
Yeah, Forex
Forex
traders.
is
Yeah.
big. I don't know. For my LinkedIn, I don't even, honestly, I don't check my message on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
Yeah, and I don't mess. I have a professional profile just to say I have one.
Yeah.
But the thing with LinkedIn, I think there's so much company Kool-Aid being drank on there that it's disgusting. Because I know you in real life.
Yeah.
And you're not.
You're not like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not the company cheerleader in real life. Okay. So.
I get that. Okay. I don't know. I think other than that, I normally get into like your career,
Okay.
into your like real estate stuff.
All right.
But
I'm new, so I'm still.
You're still figuring it out.
Still figuring it out. I did learn early on though that door knocking, sending out mailers, it's just not for me.
style.
I know you have to go chase people, and I'm doing that in my own way, but not like with the just listed, just sold, not with the mailers, not like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's actually get into that. I like talking to. I guess I'm shifting my content more towards real estate. As a lender, I want to learn more about the troubles or the trials of a real estate agent.
Yeah.
So I think most agents' problem in the beginning is like putting your name out there.
Yeah.
Grabbing marketing for clients.
Yeah.
Like what's been working for you?
So the first broker I was with had a physical office, and I would sit at the front desk a couple days a week, and that's actually how I got a few deals. Then the other ones were just from my sphere of influence. But now I'm at a place that the office is in Annapolis, but I'm working from Rockville, so I'm not going to Annapolis every day.
Yeah.
So I'm still just trying to pull referrals from my sphere, and I'm really trying to focus on social media.
Okay.
And I don't like being too salesy. I would rather just educate people. People if people have a question, I want to just stay top of mind.
Yeah.
And stay in front of them. And so something pops up, they can come to me like, "Hey, John, do you know this? Blah blah blah. What do you think about this?" And that's actually that's been kind of beneficial over the last few months. I've had some people reach out to me that I never would have expected, just asking general like real estate questions.
Nice.
And to me, that tells me they're not ready to buy, but I'm the first person they just thought of when they had this question. Right. So maybe in the future, if they want to buy or sell, they'll come to me. Or if somebody asks them, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," they can be like, "Hey, I know John."
Yeah.
So one question was like, "Do you know a good contractor in DC?" Okay. Yeah, I actually do know a couple, even though I don't work in DC, but I know some guys from when I was a cop there. So I was able to provide that. Somebody else asked me about refinancing. Yeah. So it was just, I consider that a win.
Okay.
It's a small win, but
Yeah, you're getting contacts.
Yeah.
That's the biggest key. You're getting leads.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Also, one guy, when I first started doing videos, they were super cringe and terrible. Okay. And this guy that I was still friends with him, we were cops together. He messaged me and he's like, "Bro, your videos are so bad, they're actually funny." And then a few months later, he came to me and he's like, "I'm thinking about buying a house."
Nice.
And so you actually worked with him.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the lead I gave you.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was going to ask
nothing came from that, but it's on the back burner now. But he's still a prospect.
Yeah.
So
he'll eventually.
Yeah.
Buy. But
it was kind of bad timing, I guess, because the market was rates were like flying through the roofs at that point.
Rates got higher since last time I spoke to him.
Yeah.
So it's not even getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to ask what's been working for you, but I think I want to really push the show that putting content out there, regardless of how bad it is.
Yeah.
It could be actually good.
Yeah. And since then I've gone through because I've made a lot more content since then, and I went back and I actually removed those from my Instagram earlier vids because they were actually really bad.
Was it the words worded or the
no,
the video quality?
No, it was just like me trying to do skits that were horrendous.
Oh, but I used to love that on YouTube. Beginning YouTube, 2008 YouTube was the best YouTube to me.
I kept a couple on, but yeah, it's the bad ones. I had to remove those.
Okay. I guess I want to know too. What's the other bigger? What do you think is your current biggest issue as a real estate agent too? Or is it just leads?
I think starting out, I think it would be leads. But everyone comes from a different background, and everyone's in a different situation. And when I first started, that's what I had that's what I struggled with the most, because I'm not from here. I would consider myself to be younger in real estate, and my sphere is people who are cops, and they're all younger guys, and they're not ready to settle down. They're making good money, but they're still kind of living life and not ready to really buy. And so it's like I have a very limited pool of where I can dig into referrals in my sphere. So I've had to like try to. It's kind of tricky to navigate.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of fall in the same space of military.
Yeah, because I'm sure your sphere, those guys are still moving around.
Yeah.
They don't want to settle down. My guys are they're stuck here, but they're not ready to commit to buying. Because a lot of them have a longer plan in place. Like the police department might just be a stepping stone. And if I could educate them, like, hey, investing would be great, but some guys still don't want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I want to go. Let's go deeper in that one, because I feel like the military guys, or the people that I know, are the ones, because of the PCS, like permanent change station, that's like the best benefit, or they have the VA loan, so zero down payment.
So a lot of cops are former military. So those guys that do get the VA, they obviously buy. I mean, I don't know what the mindset is. I just know from a lot of the guys that I was really close with on the force. They were younger. They're renting or still living with their parents. They're lucky enough to have parents in the area. Which I mean, a few years ago that was frowned upon, but now I'm like,
I mean, it's worth it. COVID during the time.
Yeah, you can save some racks doing that. So.
Are you saying they blow their money on drinking?
Not drinking. They just why do you have 3 BMWs? Why are you like buying a new pair of Jordans every day? Like, there's just stupid stuff.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That hurts me. That hurts my heart. I'm like, damn. But okay. I guess these are the police that are not military.
Yeah, pretty much.
Generally.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah.
I gotta figure out that mindset. What do you think their big end game working for the government?
Yeah, so a lot of them want to go federal, so I think that's why they don't want to commit, because they don't know where they would end up once they go federal.
We live in the DMV.
I know,
we're gonna end up in DC.
Yeah, but like a lot of guys might end up. We have a lot of guys from New York, a lot of guys from like Chicago and out west.
Oh.
So
that work in DC?
Yeah, because they'll hire anyone.
Oh.
So I guess it's easier to join anyway. So I guess they have goals of trying to eventually get back to family. At the federal level, or at least closer.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm thinking. If they buy something PG, or like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, buy PG, something PG. You're
even
outside
parts
the city.
of Frederick.
Yeah, that's on the cheaper side. Well, Frederick is hard. That's a long commute to DC.
Yeah, but I mean,
but it'd be a worthwhile investment. I get that.
But with the shift they work,
what shifts do they work?
If like most of the younger guys are midnights or evenings, so you'd be going into work. You'd have to be you'd start at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So you'd be driving into work like 1:30 against traffic. So yeah.
Oh, okay. We should do like there's a PSA. I really want to talk to
I actually want to team up with you and have an event for like military and cops.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes a whole lot of sense, because I didn't know that part. Because I know the military side. I mean, we got a couple of knuckleheads who are just really young, but those are the kids who I think are like 18 to 21 who still need to live that party stage. Well, I don't blame them.
We've got some scumbags too, but.
But okay, we can build something together. That's going to be a goal of mine, because that makes sense. And then a lot of the guys who are our age, who are just getting into their 30s, are now thinking of like, oh, well, this is generally the ones who have kids too. Like, I have a family now. Now I got to take care of how do I build my wealth, instead of just spending all my time doing overtime and just trying to rack up money with my time, because they want to spend time with their families.
Like So just to put this into perspective, with over the shape of the world, the last couple of years, there's been a lot of overtime.
Right.
And at that point, I had 3.5 or 4 years on, and so my pay wasn't obviously maxed out.
Okay.
But guys in my range,
it
was nothing to make 10,000, 15,000 in a month just from overtime.
Yeah.
And
I got a buddy who does the same.
it's been going on since then. And so like these guys they definitely have the cash, but it's, are they investing or are they just blowing it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Well,
They're probably blowing it. But
yeah, I think you're right too. 'Cause I have a buddy of mine. He has three. Well, a motorcycle, a truck, a car, and he uses his cruiser.
yeah,
So like, and he's one. Well, he's one guy, two kids, and a fiance.
yeah.
But she has her own car too. So like, what do you need? 5 vehicles?
You can only drive one.
At a time. Oh man. Okay.
But I mean, everyone has their own thing.
Your
Like,
vices.
yeah, like for me, it's bikes, like bicycles.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Do you have multiple?
I have one right now, but I have a laundry list of upgrades and other bikes I want to get.
Okay. Well, yeah, I want to get actually. Let's get. I forgot about that. Let's get into that. Like,
Right.
how'd you got into that? I remember you said you had an issue growing up.
Yeah,
with your
so
feet.
I was born crippled, clubfoot, if you want to be specific. I was fortunate enough to, my parents didn't disable me.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's a mental, drawing a blank, like you're
mental blank, you know, or like a mental
and the mentality you have.
mentality. Yeah.
And so I was able to, I had a surgery that fixed most of it, but then I did a lot of running. Like I played all the sports growing up. I took on running because I quit basketball in high school, picked up running, fell in love, actually got a cross-country scholarship for college like that. I didn't have an arch in my left foot, and so it was just grinding my ankle away. And I met with a doctor, and he's like, if you don't do something about it, you might have to replace your ankle, like when you're 30. And I was like, okay, we should do something about this.
Yeah.
So I went to some doctors, found one in Ohio, and he did a reconstructive surgery on my foot. And now I have an arch. I don't have to replace the ankle. It's not as strong as it was, but I'm still going out and running. So say all that to say this, I realized I can't stay at the same level that I was at because I was doing like 80 miles a week running. Yeah, sometimes like 3 days would be 2-a-day runs.
Shit.
Yeah, I was a stud. So I didn't want to, my foot just wouldn't handle it after the surgery. So I picked up cycling.
Okay.
So I got a road bike, fell in love with it. A couple years ago, got a newer, nicer road bike, and I'm trying to do a lot of cross training now. So I'm only running like 3 days a week.
Okay.
But on my off days, I'm riding my bike 20, 40, 60 miles, doing workouts on that. And then on days I'm not either running or riding, I really hit it with the kettlebells and do like some functional fitness workouts.
That's right. I see that. I see that on your post.
Yeah.
I think I told you about this too. We could do something about that. I just need to get a bike.
Yeah.
If you could do like a ride for, I don't know, ride for police wealth.
Or to like
That would
team
be-
up with a chamber of commerce for like a little town
Yeah.
in Montgomery County and do like a community ride or or road race for running or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be well. I know once a year, I believe in April, they have what's it called? Pikes Peak. Have you heard of that?
Like out in Colorado?
No, Rockville Pike. So Rockville Pike from
Pikes
Shady Grove Road and Pike and Rose. They shut down the entire road. So it's I think it's down. No, it's one way. You start at Shady Grove. It's a 10K. 10K all the way down.
On 355.
Yeah. I think they shut down the road for like 5 hours, from like
Nice.
8 to noon.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check into that.
Yeah. I don't know, at the top of the city
Yeah.
and see what they can do. But that'd be cool. Well, I don't know. A 10K bike.
No,
that should be
you
quick.
you need something longer.
Yeah.
If anything, like something on the C&O Canal would be cool.
Okay. Event planning.
Yeah.
That's the job. Okay.
I'm gonna be a realtor turned event planner.
I mean, that's what I'm turning
Yeah.
into. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
But it's helping slowly.
Yeah.
I just got a gig with Bethesda, like as a photographer for a couple headshots for their companies,
Nice.
just showing up at a certain event. It's not set in stone, so I can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But that was cool. But yeah, I think the hardest thing is always just networking.
Yeah.
whether it's through social media or in person. I feel like in person gives you the better relationship, but just getting your face out there initially with social media is
Yeah.
major key.
I'm also on a Discord. There's, I don't even know how many agents across the country are on there. It's actually agents. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram. It's a pretty big page. I haven't gotten any deals from there, but like you can go on there and just scroll, and people are referring deals left and right across states. So it's pretty neat.
Oh,
The power of social media and networking.
yeah, making people move left and right.
Yeah. And honestly, like I've gotten to the point that if if I meet you and you're an agent or a lender and I go check you out on the internet, if you have a large social presence, or not even large, just you have a social presence and you're consistent, I would rather do business with you than somebody I know on a better level who isn't on social.
Because that's the future.
That's why I came to you. Like,
Yeah.
I have other agents. Like I would rather refer to agents in other states that are with different brokers than my own, because I see you on Instagram and we've got our own relationship and I already trust you.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if you want to talk about this. What do you feel about like the older generation of real estate? I personally think too, with all my older lenders, they don't know what to do about the future.
Yeah, there's a lot you can learn. The last place I was at, there was an older lady, and she couldn't even sit at her desk. She had so many papers and stuff. And I have everything on my computer.
Yeah.
Literally, the desk was just covered in files and folders. The chair was covered in files and folders. It was madness.
Oh man.
So that's just one aspect of it, like the technology. If an agent tells me to fax something over, no, I'm not faxing anything. I'm not going to do this deal with you. I don't know how to use a fax machine. It's 2022. I can scan it from my phone and send it to you.
Oh man, I can't even tell you. So when in 2020, 2021, I was an online lender, and because I was an online lender, people were just searching for like the lowest rate for refinances, and I was one of them. And I would talk to these like they were probably like millionaires. They were millionaires in the bank. They had great money, but they were like in their 70s. And he's like, how do I send you my documents? I had to either walk them through, because they were almost like retired, or they are retired at that point. I had to walk them through their iPhone app, the notes, to do the scan document. And then you can use that to email it to me. Say, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Or if they're really stubborn, if they're like business oriented, it's like, oh, I'll fax it to you. What's your fax number? And then like halfway through the process, we had like online fax where it would fax to my work number, Ring Central, and then that would go directly to the processing. But at a certain point, we dropped Ring Central, and then we didn't have a fax. So that screwed up a couple of my deals.
I mean, most copiers have a setting that you can just scan something and email it out. I don't see a need for a fax anymore.
I don't even like scan documents.
Yeah,
I feel like you get it
out online.
Yeah. You either have DocuSign now, or
I use DigiSign, but I mean it's the same concept. Yeah.
Or
some people still can't figure that out.
Yeah.
You can do it from your phone. You can do it on a BlackBerry probably.
And I feel like most places store their documents online anyway.
Yeah.
So they'll just email it to you.
Yeah.
There should be an archive, unless it's like older than 10 years old, something like that.
Yeah, getting back to like the older people, I think a lot of them are to the point, or they should be, like they're just going off of referrals.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about trying new things to market.
Interesting. I'm like a big numbers guy. So it's like, how many deals do you think you have to do to have a sustainable business without you marketing yourself anymore? Like word of mouth.
I think everyone is, their situation's different.
Okay. Because I feel like I have a realtor partner that's like been in the game for like 30 years plus. She's just like back and forth. Like she does no marketing. I mean, she does market, but she markets herself in a fun way that I like. She just like travels.
Yeah.
And she likes to dance. So we do a lot of events together, and boom, people just fall in her lap.
Yeah. Like I spoke to somebody and they said their goal with each listing is to spend like $1,000 on marketing.
Their goal is to spend?
And then that's, not including your photography and if you're staging and, if the agent is paying for all that themselves too. I don't know. Personally, I'm not going to spend, I'm going to market in other ways
Yeah.
to where I don't really have to spend $1,000.
Okay.
I just feel like that's
Interesting.
yeah.
I don't even know how
So
that
I don't
works.
know, because like the idea is you want to get a listing off of a listing. It's kind of like you parlay.
Let's take off a listing. Yeah. What does that mean?
Like if I list in this neighborhood, the goal would be to get another listing from that, from having the first listing.
Because the neighbor will talk to the other neighbor?
Or somebody in the neighborhood would see it.
It's like, oh, you're selling this house.
Yeah.
You sell my house next. Oh, is that how it works?
That's the goal,
Okay.
obviously. I don't want to be like one and done. But
Okay. I always thought it was like how I think about investing. Like, I know in Baltimore, there's investors who buy blocks at a time because they specifically target certain areas and I guess certain houses.
yeah.
But I didn't know realtors kind of do the same thing. Oh, I thought realtors would have to like, oh, hey, and then they would kind of like meet the neighborhood at the same time to get to know the area.
Yeah, I mean, if
That's
you're
possible.
door knocking or whatever, yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
don't
somebody
know.
out there has more experience than me, but personally, I wouldn't do it. I think
Okay.
there are other ways to market. I mean, the internet,
Right.
social media, your video can be seen by 50,000, 100,000 people.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot better than sending out postcards. Because how many postcards, when you check your mail, how many do you actually read that are like soliciting stuff?
Yeah. They're all, if it's like, do you used to get those like newspaper ones?
Yeah.
That's like the grocery coupons and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'd check some of the coupons.
Yeah, I checked some of the coupons and I'm not throwing it away.
Yeah, but if I see something from like a sales kind of like a real estate agent or
Yeah.
anything, trash. Yeah.
Okay. I guess then let's go into what's the best advice. I mean, even though you're still beginning too, what's the best advice you would give a new agent in the field?
Study the contracts.
Okay.
So that you don't look like a fool when someone asks you a question. If you don't know something, be honest and tell your client that you don't know.
Yeah.
But you'll get the answer for them. And then start video immediately. I started in March of 2021, and I didn't start video until December. And I started thinking about it in like July. And I just kept, I actually recorded several videos and I just never published them because I was too scared.
Okay.
But now I don't really care. I'm just posting, stupid videos,
Yeah.
good videos.
Just putting it out there.
Throwing it out there, yeah. So I would start immediately. And it, like, the thing with me when I started was like, I don't know what to post about. I don't know what kind of video to make.
Yeah.
You can make a video about anything.
Yeah. Document your journey.
Yeah.
For what I'm doing, what I'm learning.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Like if you don't feel confident talking about an appraisal or how to negotiate an inspection report, then make a video about last month's average sales price versus this month. Like that's 10, 15 seconds. Like, hey, last month prices were up 8% over June. Month before that, they were up only 4%. Blah blah blah. What does this mean?
Interesting.
And just ask your audience what do they think.
Yeah. Engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you started your Instagram when? Summer last year?
That's when I started
The
real estate. That was my personal page. So I've had my personal page for 5 or 6 years.
Oh, okay.
I was not active at all until I became an agent.
I see.
I just post something once every 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. How much would you say you've grown, I guess, follower-wise from when you started an agent and like became more consistent posting?
So I would say from, I guess around August or September of last year, I was like at 200 and some followers, and I'm like inching towards 700 right now.
Nice. Okay.
And like I'll occasionally go through, like every month I'll go through, and there are a lot of like leeches in your followers that aren't engaging, and they're just kind of like dead space. And I'll just kick them out
Okay.
and remove them as followers because it can hurt your engagement.
I see. Okay.
If you've got 20,000 followers and only, 1/4% are engaging, it's not, or even seeing your stuff, that's not good.
Yeah. I get that. Interesting. Yeah, because I see a couple agents who, I don't know, they probably buy their followers, where they get like
Yeah, that's
5 likes and they have 20,000.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
very
suspicious on that one.
yeah. I'm also kind of well versed in like not technology, but like algorithms and how social media like
Works.
works, and that's probably the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, because it looks good on paper, but
Yeah, but there's no organic interaction or anything.
yeah, and I think on the lending side it's pretty similar. I have a couple mentors on my side, but they're like, yeah, there's lenders who do big volume that work with a lot of people, but they also spend, if not half the money, if not more, on buying leads
Yeah,
or buying like partners. And like I have one of my mentors, he just says like it's not about what numbers you put up, it's how much you keep.
yeah,
And I think that's the biggest key, I think, in life. So when I think of like police officers, it hurts my heart, hurts my mentality of like, you're making great money. If you're making 10, 15K a month working overtime, you're working your ass off,
yeah.
but you're spending it back. And I don't know. Maybe if they actually enjoy it, then it's
I mean, I know
whatever.
one guy. He lived with his parents like his first 2 years, and he banked up like over 90K and bought a townhouse with it. So
Okay.
he's sitting nice right now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. I don't want to pry and prod.
Yeah.
Try to get him to go with me, but like keep message him every now and then.
Yeah.
So when that day comes, that he's ready to sell and go to like a single family,
Right.
I'm your guy.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
he's one of the only smart ones that that's done that.
I feel like why aren't more like I don't know. I think me personally, as I grew up, I really just cherished my independence and my privacy.
Yeah.
So I think my entire goal, like I really started on my own 2020. Like so that was like 20 I was 28. At 28 is when I actually like moved out on my own I lived with a girlfriend early when I was like 22, 21, but I've never lived on my own because I didn't make enough money. But that was always my goal. Like I feel like I don't know, this is probably getting into like gender stuff. As a man, it's like I want to be able to provide for my future family, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you can't provide for your family or I feel like I'm not comfortable doing that if I'm living with my parents still.
Yeah.
You know? Like you're bringing your girlfriend to your parents' house, but it's not really your house.
Yeah.
You're not providing. It's your family providing. But I mean, if that's how your culture or whoever, it's how you feel, that's okay. Then it is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're not that serious in a relationship, I think it's fine, especially if you're using that as a way to build your foundation for your future. I would see like if you're staying at home, maybe you're helping out with a couple bills, but then everything else you're just banking,
Yeah.
to try to save up, for a year or two and then go out on your own. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think, but it's like you always still have to have your future in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't get complacent and
Right.
you're 38 and still living in the basement.
yeah, and I don't know. I think that's my biggest takeaway. I think we have the same philosophy on just, I guess, I don't know. Being able to make money is, I think, one was hard, but at the same time, if you're making it and making poor future decisions,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That's a great ending note. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, not that I can think of. No.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I like that. So we're gonna create some type of military police information to build their wealth.
Yep.
That's, I think I could say.
I like
our
that. I
goal.
like that. I was initially thinking like just a thank you thing, and we just so happen to be in the real estate business.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a lot better. Just educate people on how
Yeah.
to build their wealth.
Right. Because it's not in my benefit if you get wealthy.
Yeah.
I just want to see you do better because I think this is a caveat. I have a couple of buddies who I grew up with, and one of my buddies who I'm like who I do like work with, like with videography work. He and I are like very positive people. I'm more realist, but then we have a couple other buddies who are very like pessimistic of their not only I guess of life in general, but like their own lives, and we've just found ourselves to push away, and we found a lot of good opportunities have been falling into our laps, and every time we hear something from them, it's like negative stuff or woe is me and like that victim mentality. And
Yeah.
I want to surround myself with people who are pushing themselves to be better so I can grow too.
Yeah.
And not just grab my leg and try to drag me down,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So if I could do that with like our brothers and sisters or whatever, like, in terms of like military service member, police officers,
Yeah.
because that's how we grew up,
Yeah.
then I think we could make the world a better place. If that, how corny that sounds.
Yeah.
But all right,
I have no plugs.
no plugs.
No.
Okay.
No album coming out. Nothing.
Yeah. We're dropping a skit sometime in the future. But all right, until next time, peace.